Thanksgiving 2015. You know, over the years I've given you lots of little free tidbits on everything from lead trumpet playing to ultimate technique on the horn to improving your range and endurance, and some different tests along the way. And here are pretty interesting tests I'm going to give to you today, actually two of them. And for those of you who don't have spectacular upper register and endurance, this should be an eye-opening experience, because you don't have to play high to figure out whether you got chops or not, whether you got strength or not. But if you can't play high and you don't have great endurance, these will illuminate that matter right now without even having to play high. The first test is the Bill Adam lead pipe buzzing. Now, we all know, I'm assuming that most of us know, and a lot of this is directed to professionals and advanced players that have been around the block, that Bill Adam had a whole series and routines of playing the horn in many different ways, but especially without the lead pipe to improve your sound. So a lot of times when you play without the lead pipe, you can get a bigger sound, more resonant sound, a more focused sound, and I actually use that in my routine almost every day. Now, if you have a normal trumpet with a normal tuning slide, when you pull it out, you probably will naturally play an F. If you have a reversed tuning slide like mine, or they call it a reverse lead pipe, whatever you want to call it, I'm not a horn builder, but the note will naturally come out an E. So we take it out like that. Let's just see what it is. Let's put it back in and see if it was an E or an F or whatever it was. It should be an E. I'm going to play an E here just to see. Yeah, it's an E. So if you have a reverse tuning slide lead pipe, it's going to be an E. If you have a typical box strad, whatever, without that incorporated into your horn, it's probably going to come out an F. Now, when you try to go much above the F, regardless of what horn you have, it'll seem like the notes are not there at all. It's very, very difficult. And one way to ascertain whether or not you have massive, powerful, strong, flexible, resilient chops is to try to target some of those notes that typically would not be part of the lead pipe buzzing from Bill Adam. So, for example, what if I were to play an A? You guys can try this right now. You don't have to be able to play double Z. You can try it right now. I'm going to play an A on the horn. I'm going to take out the tuning slide. Here it comes. A. Could you do that at home? Could you? And mine was loud and relatively focused. Now, if you could do that, you likely have been working the Bill Adam for quite a bit. You got great chops, great flexibility. You're probably even above most advanced trumpet players. You might be a professor. You might be a lead trumpet player. Maybe you're a principal in an orchestra somewhere around the world. I don't care. But if you couldn't do it, it's not because you don't have talent. Do you think it takes talent to do that? It does not take any talent in the world at all. It takes flexibility and powerful chops. For those of you who are not English speakers, that means a strong, powerful embouchure muscles around your lips. That's what it takes. That's test number one. So again, you don't have to be able to play double C's and scream like Maynard Ferguson to do this test. Now, if you can't do that, that means you need to be working on your chops, right? I mean, can you think about it? Especially for those people who say, oh, I don't want to be that high note guy. I don't want to play high notes and hang over and be that up. Well, if you can't do this, it's not about high notes, is it? It's about your lack of embouchure strength, so quit rationalizing it. You don't want to play high notes, fine, but if you don't have a strong embouchure, you ain't going to be playing much of anything. I can tell you that. And you're not going to be able to play that long. That's test number one. test number 2. And this can be made to be very, very difficult, but for right now, we're going to make it easy. This is kind of also a test of mouthpiece pressure. So if you're using an extreme amount of pressure, even on something as simple as a second line G, you won't be able to do this. Now, I expand this particular test and technique way out for people who get in my course, but for right now, we're going to keep it simple on a second line G in the staff. If you can't do this test, again, the light bulb should go off in your head that something is not right, something is not developed, something that you need to start doing. Quit rationalizing about why you don't like high notes. We all need the extra range. If you play in a community concert band that goes up to A, B, and high C by the staff, your range should be F and double G, so you can play that easily with a good tone, with lots of endurance, with lots of power. It's not about the high notes in itself. It's about what that extra cushion does for your playing. You have a double G, but when you go to your community concert band or brass band or wind ensemble, you only have to go up to high C. Hey, it's going to be a cakewalk. It's going to be fun. You're not going to use too much mouthpiece pressure. You're going to be able to play all day. You're going to love it. So get the idea about being Mr. High Note guy and that obnoxious guy that maybe you didn't like in high school. Get that out of your head. This is about making life better and more fun for you as a trumpet player, brass player. Hey, lick your lips. Lick the mouthpiece if necessary. Second line G. Watch what we're going to do. Could you do that? Could you do that? On these two techniques and tests, there's no rationalization about why you hate high notes. Either you got chops and flexibility and can do this, or you need to do some serious shedding. Do these techniques require any talent whatsoever? Zero, nada, zilch, none, no talent. It requires a flexible and powerful embouchure. Flexible, powerful embouchure to be able to do what I just did. No talent. So don't sucker yourself into thinking, well, I don't have the talent. He can do it. He's got talent. I don't. No, that's a cop-out. That's an excuse. That's a rationalization. So in this particular trumpet lesson for you, get rid of all those rationalizations and excuses. Well, he can play high notes, but I can't. I don't like high notes. I don't want to be that. Out. Quit it. Stop it. And take these two tests. If you can't do what I just did here, put away the excuses and buckle down and start working. And most of you won't know exactly what to do or how to do it because you need to be coached. Why are there coaches in professional athletics? Those professional athletes know how to do what they're doing, right? But why are they there? Think about it. Why is some guy in the NFL star quarterback, but yet there's still a coach on the sideline coaching the whole team and even coaching that quarterback? Think about it. So you need someone to coach you on this, someone who knows how to do it, been where you are, and been where you and is where you want to be. Easy for me to say. So go back and rewind this. Try to do it. If you could do it, great. Chances are you don't have too many problems in life when it comes to playing the horn. If you cannot do these relatively easy, you know what to do, right? You got to seek out someone to help you gain what you need to know. I'm Kurt Thompson. You already know my site, TrumpetSizzle.com. And for this Thanksgiving weekend, I plan on putting up some really attractive discounts for a lot of my courses. I suggest that you take advantage of them. or you can go back to your practicing your Arvids and your Clark and your jazz standards and your etudes and your concertos and your orchestral excerpts and still be the same old player this time next year. What are you going to do? Bye-bye.